Hey, good morning, folks. This is Chris Lansford, and I'm here with Derek Demore, and we're on Futures Demore. We're going to bring you some information on the futures markets, trading the S&P 500, specifically the ES Mini. How you doing today, Derek?
Hey, I'm doing great, Chris. Thanks. I'm glad to have
Awesome.
you on this. This is fun.
Thank you. It's good to be here. You know, I came on this morning thinking, what's Derek going to do? This opening bell just took off on us, and I know we're going to get to that in just a minute. But I asked Derek to go to the daily charts and look at that, what looks like to me, and that's what I wanted to ask, is more in question form. Is that a nice reversal up there at the top of that red line?
Yes, I believe so. We did talk about it yesterday, which we'll go over again. Every peak seems to be getting less and less, have less and less strength if you look at it on the RSI. So yeah, I'm in agreement there.
Weak, yeah, and it just has that look up there, and so it doesn't mean it's going to come rocketing back down today. So Derek, I was listening yesterday, and I noticed that on the 4-hour, we had said that this is going to come up and probably do its little bounce off the 2 sigma on the Bollinger Band, and it looks like you called that one on the money, you and Rob.
Yeah, it actually touched when we were talking, and then we said, "Hey." Yeah. And so hey, that was a good one to listen to yesterday, because 38.85 was in the cards. We actually broke it, almost touched on the bottom in that one. So we went from the peak to the trough on the
peak to trough. Hey, Derek, do you ever worry about people that log in and they listen to us forecast these things, and they take a lot of action on it and say, okay, I guess this is the way to go. I'm going to go short here. The bells are ringing, the lights are coming on. That I mean,
well, you know, we're here to hopefully give insight. We're not here to say do what we do, but these are ideas that we have and that we've been practicing for a long time. And all trading contains risk, and only risk capital should be used. And you could literally lose all your money, but you can also make some money by trading certain things that you see over and over again, testing them, and then using eventually live money with what you've learned to trade with.
Well said. Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at. Is it's nice when these calls kind of work out, but I just love to remind people that we're not trade callers. Yep. We just want you to be able to learn how to get in touch with the price action and how it works.
Absolutely.
And Derek's not. Correct me if I'm wrong, Derek. Are you a prognosticator? Are you the Nostradamus?
No, not at all. But you know, there things. I love what Mike Maloney says, and well, it was actually Mark Twain, I think, that said it. That, you know, history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes very closely. And I think with trading, what you'll see over time is that things do tend to look very similar at times, and you can kind of see repeating patterns and things happen over and over again. And if you do that long enough and you focus on position, situational awareness, and risk management, you can actually learn how to trade things like this that you see. And they're actually predictable. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. When everybody looks for the same things, they end up happening, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, it does.
Yeah. Go.
So this 15-minute chart is a lot to look at, Derek. What was the call on opening bell today? What did Jeff Brown have to say? That's what I thought. And then it just hit. But
it's a dubious. It's one that can go both directions, is what he said.
Because of that sidewaysness that it had going on. And then 39.15, you had that line drawn in the sand, and it's amazing how when it got got below that, it said, okay, here we go. Put your seatbelt on.
Yeah.
For a little yesterday
we had the double tap. We had this close back yesterday at 10 in the morning, and then that's the one that I wanted to get on when I was doing the recording, and you got on, made 22 points going south, and then literally the 15-minute it opened and closed on the same. And then I think it looks like you have a doji there in the middle. So that is, oh no, not a doji, but a lot of action right here on this spot. A doji back here, and this is a serious spot. So are we going to come back and retest and then go south for the rest of the day? I don't know. We just bounced off the 200.
Looks like it on the dailies, but you can't ever forecast it's just going to go short for the rest of the day.
Right.
You know, I mean, even though it can be a bearish market. We just don't know.
Yep. And here's the 5. So I'm going to close this off with what you see on the 5 here. Wow. 4 sigmas. Pivot point, just above the pivot point.
Start this one and talk about that 200, how it handled that. And I see we got this line now, 39.12. You know, it's neat how it reacted around the 200 EMA. That's your salmon color line, I think. Is that that's your 200 EMA?
I know how Chris loves the salmon line.
I just, salmon's a fish. It's not a color. So it makes me, and I've just had salmon. Is it cooked salmon or uncooked
absolutely,
salmon?
dude. It's blackened and broiled right there.
You know, it's amazing how it got to the 200 on that down move. And then, you know, you have to think that a lot of retail traders said, okay, perfect. It got to the 200. I'm going to do the 200 EMA bounce. And then it plummeted below the 200 on the next candle after waking up and giving those guys some false promise. I don't know why it does this, but it's just amazing how it snugs that 200 EMA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Snuggie. There's a picture of me with a Snuggie. And then it followed the 4 sigma. It bounced off. Good spot when the touch on the 4 sigma, turn around, you have the pivot point here. Really good spot to take a chance going long if you want right there for some points.
Deep V recovery.
Yeah. So what's going to happen the rest of the day? I don't really know. The daily is showing, you know, might retrace down to 38 again and see how we're doing there. Ultimately retest the old all-time high is kind of what I'm seeing at 38.62 and then deciding what to do from there. But hey,
yesterday, Derek, the Fibonacci pivots, the pivot points were so tight together that we were able to get outside of the R3 and the S3. So it expanded throughout the day, the trading day, both sides of the old R3 and the old S3. So all the way across. And then of course the bands the next day have expanded because of that action. And so today we'll probably stay within the range completely. And that's just amazing how that works.
Yeah. Well, hey, this was great having you, and we'll make more of this, and we'll do some fun videos coming up. Thanks for